What I want to talk to you about today is how to save your relationships. My name is Rad, and I am a retired divorce lawyer turned spiritual guide, mentor. So many ways to describe one human being, and it may seem a little bit ironic for a divorce lawyer to be helping you heal relationships. I became a divorce lawyer because I really wanted to help people achieve peace. And I started to realize that the more inner work we do on ourselves, and this was through my own spiritual awakening and journey that's ongoing, the quicker and faster we were able to impact and improve the relationships that were all around us. In my case, as a divorce lawyer, 90% of my clients were parents of little children. I think it was just happened to be the demographic that was drawn to me and that I was drawn to. This was not a couple that could say bye to each other. They were going to continue to have an ongoing relationship. And in fact, not only were they going to have an ongoing relationship, but their relationship was going to be really important for the well being of their children. There is so much social science literature, spiritual literature, common sense, I think, for all of us that when parents are getting along, children do better. And there is a direct correlation, unfortunately, between children being exposed to conflict and a negative impact on every single area of their life, their grades, their future relationships, their friendships, their self-esteem, their criminal record, whether they have one or not, like every single area of their lives. So I started to share tools that I would apply to my own life and my own relationships and started to see relationships significantly improve. Things like we could never do using the legal system, which was really an attempt to kind of control and manipulate or negotiate, if you want to use that word, the best possible outcome for the one individual, and even in a collaborative environment, negotiate the best resolution between the two people, but without really getting to the root of the conflict, which made it very lengthy and very expensive, in my humble opinion. And so, as I started giving these tools, and after seeing the results that people were getting, and honest to God, like 4, 6, 8 weeks, there's tons of testimonials on my website. The link is below. I started to think, what if we gave these tools to people earlier? And so many of my clients would say that. They would say to me, I wish I had these tools before. Like, I wish I met you 2 years ago, a year ago. I might not be getting divorced. And so I'm not on a mission to save marriages per se. I think everyone is an adult and is able to make their own decisions. But to hear clients literally in the midst of a divorce process say something like that definitely made me think people need tools earlier. And that's why I've decided, rightly or wrongly for now, not to focus on just coaching divorced and divorcing parents, is because I really think there's a lot of value to early intervention. And I really do believe that we can shift our relationships based on a shift in our own awareness, in our own heart, in our own energy, and that you can actually see rapid change. Now, if you're new to my world, I hope very quickly you'll start to see, like, I have no interest in tools that sound cool or philosophical, that have no actual substance to them. Everything that I share here is things that I have tried, tested in my own life. And what always blows my mind is how quickly I see a shift in my relationships, in my life, in my energy, and how I feel from doing the things I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to make this a two-part video because I feel like there's actually quite a lot of content here. And skipping some of it would actually not do you justice, and I think you might get stuck. So, as I was putting this together, I thought, oh no, there's a whole series of things that I think need to happen before we can go into the actual tools, which will be part two of the video. These are also tools, and these are incredibly important. So, you do not want to skip this part. In fact, this might be even more important. They're both equally valued. So let's get right into it. And if you're looking to save a relationship, and I use the word save to be dramatic, but really save or heal or improve a relationship or take a relationship to the next level, whether it's your former spouse who you co-parent with, a spouse that you're in the midst of getting divorced to, or somebody who you love and want to continue to have a loving relationship. It really doesn't matter. These tools apply to all relationships. This really does apply to everyone. So the first key nugget is becoming aware. becoming aware that there's a problem, that there could be some improvement, that you desire for this relationship to get better, and ultimately awareness that you have a role in this relationship. You have a very huge role. You have a 50-50 role in this relationship. And I think the minute you can get to that point where you can, instead of just blaming and shaming or pointing fingers, which we've all done in relationships, listen, all of us, myself included, when we get to the point where we can actually take responsibility for our side of the street, I can't tell you how much power you actually have. Because relationships are a series of chess, right? It's like you play, the other person makes a play, and it really just takes one person. This is what I know for sure in my own life and my clients' lives. One person to change the trajectory of any relationship. So becoming aware that there's an issue, that you want to resolve this, that you want to give it a fair shot, okay, like a real genuine effort, not a half-assed one, and you are aware that you are 50% of the formula of this relationship and that you are willing and able to start to move in a more conscious way, that you are going to start paying attention to what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're seeing, how your energy is. Are you in a funky hot mess when you had that last fight, or were you in a great place? Because our state of being has a direct impact on everything, including our relationships. So that's really number one. Number two, once you have that awareness, what I would highly recommend is to find something that helps you get centered. Whether it's deep breathing, whether it's a meditation practice, whether it's a walk in nature, whether it's stillness, whatever your MO is. You know, I am a meditation teacher and I can't say enough good things about having a meditation practice, but any kind of practice that can help you get centered. Really, what we're trying to do is get you back into the present moment and in your heart, which are really inextricably linked as well. So, awareness that, okay, there's something here, something I want to change. You become conscious, you're starting to pay attention to your involvement in this relationship. Number two, getting centered, really getting centered. A lot of people nowadays love to use terms like nervous system regulation, and that's a great place to start. Certainly, you want to be in a regulated state. You do not want to be in fight or flight, panicked with your heart racing. You definitely want to be in a regulated state of being where you are in that rest and digest part of your body, where different parts of your brain are lit for communication, for being able to actually perceive clearly, to hear clearly, and to problem solve, right? So that is definitely a first step to getting centered. Beyond getting your, you could say, hardware, your nervous system in the right state of being, is connecting to your spirit, connecting to your heart, connecting to your soul, your presence, the electricity that actually runs through the nervous system, the presence of you, getting connected to literally who you are at your core. So use whatever word works for you, your heart, your presence. I kind of see them all as one thing. Connecting to that. Some people call this their higher self or their intuition or their highest version, whatever you tap into, whatever connects you to like the youiest you. It's so much beyond your mind. It's so much beyond your body. This is literally connecting to the electricity, the flow of life, the prana, the chi, the whatever you want to call it, that life force, that energy that you are, connecting to that. And if you want more resources on that, I have a mini course called Meditation Mastery Masterclass. I have free meditations on my website as well. There's so many ways to connect to that, but having some way, whatever it is for you right now, doing that is the second step. The third step is committing to letting go, learning to let go of the past. And I'm not even talking about forgiveness. It's a whole other topic. I'm not talking about what he did, what she did. I'm talking about really coming into the present moment, which connects to number two, but really learning to live from a clean slate. You know, if you've ever watched actors on a set behind the scenes, or if you've ever done theater, and they'll say, take one, and they start all over again. And then they say, take two, right? And they keep doing takes. They're not sitting there going, oh, what do we do in the past? Oh, we got to forgive it. Like, I'm not even talking about breaking down what went wrong. It's just like, start again. Learning to let go of the past is an energetic and mental decision at some level. Not to discount that maybe there is some work that needs to be done, but I'm talking about if you are a conscious human being and you're listening to this video and you're like, I want to save this relationship. I feel like I'm present, I'm connected, I know how to get tapped in, or I'm choosing to. It is a energetic letting go that I'm talking about. So just shaking it off and going, okay, right now in this moment, I'm starting fresh, I'm starting clean, and I'm letting go of everything that was behind. Whether it's justified or not justified, or okay or not okay, I'm not going to analyze it. I've decided from that step one that there is something here I want to work on. I'm just going to enter into a clean slate. From this place, from this beautiful present place, you now have the perfect foundation to start to get into the tools, to start to actually apply the 5 tools I'm about to take you to through in part 2 of this video. Even if you were to stop here when you have the awareness and the choice, the decision that you're making to bring your best to the relationship, when you get present, when you get in your heart, when you learn to operate from a clean present moment now, without bringing any carcass from the past, you've already created such a powerful breeding ground that you might even find that naturally you will know your next step. This is part of living in the present moment, part of living from this higher state of consciousness. But if you would like a few tools, I have a few that I would love to share, 5 in fact, and that's going to be on the next video. So stay tuned. There will be a part 2. And if you hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified when that video gets dropped. Thank you so much for being here.